Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Megs. How are you guys doing? I still have not figured out how to launch all three platforms simultaneously. Oh, goodness. I am really challenging myself to things that I'm not comfortable with. By the way, that is, as we've been talking over the last few weeks about self-esteem, one of the things that allows us to grow our sense of self and our sense of confidence is to get on the playing field and do things you don't think you can do over and over and over again. Let yourself fall down a little bit, have some fun, and you'll find that over time, you'll start to get good at the things that you don't feel like you're good at. So how does it get better than that? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Megan Silito, and I have been a coach now for almost 30 years. I've been in coaching and transformation before it was such a thing. And I have to say that the evolution of personal growth and development has been crazy. Those of us who were involved in the early days kind of had a feeling, but we had no idea really how big it would get. And so where I share from is a lot of different places and angles, because what I've realized in that amount of time is that there's not one way to do anything. There's not one way to change anything. There's not one way to change your money. So please beware. One of the deficits of what has happened in our industry is there's a lot of people who are really good marketers, but that actually haven't helped people change their lives. And so they're actually have great theories, and maybe they've created some success, and so they're trying to teach people to do what they do. But it's not as simple as that, because there's only one you in all of creation. There's only one you in all of creation. And it's really important that you talk to people who help you see you and see the best way for you to create and change and transform. So having said that, that is always my intention, because I understand. I mean, I'm trained in about 20 different modalities, actually. And what I know is that one size does not fit all. What might work for me at one time in my life may not work at another time in my life. So it's really, we have to continue to always grow, to always learn. Like, what allowed you to change your body composition when you were 18 may be different than when you're 58. That's something I've noticed recently. So we can't step into the same river twice. So even if something that used to work for you isn't working for you, find something new. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means it's time for something new. And there's so many ways to look at something. There's so many ways to approach. And so in my conversation, hello, all things holistic, in my conversation about growing our self-esteem, growing our confidence, growing our self-love of ourselves, because it's really at the core of everything. Like, you can have the best tools, you can have the best systems, but if you have a low sense of self, you will pull yourself back down all the time. You will make it really, really hard to sustain success. And it's something that a lot of people aren't talking about. Everybody is very focused on systems, but systems are actually, you can't really utilize a really high level system unless your consciousness has grown to a certain place. Otherwise, you won't be able to utilize it. Why is it that in all of these how-to workshops and seminars and stuff like that, that literally only 1% are successful? It has to do with where they are in consciousness, and it also has to do if that system is really a match for who they are. And so don't get down on yourself. Keep going until you find something that really, really works for you. Today, I'm going to come in a little different angle on the self-esteem game. And I want to talk about you as a gift. You as a gift. Because until we actually get the embodiment of ourselves as a gift, We'll always be in a trying. We'll always be in a comparison. We're always going to be trying to be greater or better from a place of lack. So some of you, so today I'm going to use a couple of different tools. One is going to be from Access Consciousness. There's a mantra in Access Consciousness called "All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory." And their recommendation is that you say it 10 times in the morning and 10 times in the night. Now, it might seem like that's crap. And it's a mantra, not an affirmation, because when you actually tap into the field, the quantum field, the acoustic wave, the field of all possibility, right? When you live from that place, everything occurs with ease, joy, and glory. Does it mean easy? No. Does it mean without challenge? No. But it means that even if it's challenging, even if there's something difficult, that we can attune to it occurring in the way that it is designed. You know, the sunflower doesn't have to work to get sun from the sun. The sunflower gets the rain. It gets what it's required because it's living in that acoustical wave. It's in vibing with the universe, right? And so when we affirm that all of life comes to us in ease, joy, and glory, we're starting to tap the truth of the universe. Nowhere in scripture does it say, or in any body of work, does it say life is about how much pain can you endure? How much can you struggle? Life is not about that, as it turns out, right? Nowhere in any text does it say that. Even in the Bible, men are, and I'm going to say women and all of the non-binary folk out there, all of us are that we are created that we might have and be joy. That is the truth of the universe. So if you're in pain, if you're in struggle, there's some part of you that is isolated or has a barrier to receiving from the universe. Okay. So when you start actualizing and embodying the truth that you are a gift, you are a miraculous gift. When you start embodying that, when you start knowing that, feeling it in every cell. Now, hello, love life. I want you to feel, sense, just for a second, if you can, because there's an energy that just turned on through me, and not to be a weirdo, but I am a weirdo. There's a way that I can connect with certain energies that create change. And there's an energy that I call molecular infusion, and it actually activates people's capacities and gifts. So it just turned on. Maybe you could feel the energy shift from the first part of the conversation till right now. Okay. There we go. So when you can sense and feel yourself as a gift, now it's not mental. You can't talk yourself into being a gift. Okay. You have to start connecting and accessing the truth of your being as a gift. Okay. The more that we can do that, the more that we can embody ourselves as a gift, the more that we can tap the truth that all of life comes to us in ease and joy and glory. Okay, because when we are tapping into the gift of our nature, the gift of our being, the gift we came to be, instantaneously, when we're in that space, we're more open. We're what I call the infinite gifting and receiving, the reciprocity of infinite gifting and receiving, because gifting and receiving are different sides of the exact same coin. When I'm in struggle, when I'm in pain, when I'm in fear, when I'm trying to prove my worth, I'm pausing on that one, guys. Prove my worth. How can you prove something that is? That's like a lion proving that it can roar. Like it just roars. Like when a lion comes out, it's not proving nothing. It's being itself, just like a turtle. Nothing in nature is proving. When you're in the energy of proving, you have gotten misaligned from your nature. You have disconnected from the nature of who you be. It's an interesting thing I've noticed in one of the gifts of getting older, or as I call youthfully maturing. I don't know if maturing is even the right word now that I say that. Well, we'll try our best to youthfully mature, right? Is that I do not have, my energy is different. And so, like in my 30s and 40s, I seem to have an abundance of energy to try to prove myself. And I was hustling and pushing and forcing a lot. And so um, but I'm coming around the 60 bend now. And I don't know if I just got tired of it or I don't have the energy for it, but I can't prove no more, no more. So one of the things that I have been doing more and more and more and more is self-care. Hello, hello, Mrs. Tuttle. One of the things that I have noticed is that the more that I do what fills me, what energizes me, what brings me joy, and I call all those things self-care. Okay, yes, brushing your teeth and all those things and working out and stuff like that. That's all self-care, but it's really like a priority to, hello, guitar. It's a priority to nurture oneself, to put a deposit in the bank of you. As I said, really tapping into the embodiment of yourself as a gift, to that space where you tap into the field, where everything occurs in an effortless way, right? It requires that you actually be present with that part of yourself, that, hi, Ronnie, that part of yourself that came to be the gift, right? And it's like, I remember when I first heard this concept and I tried to think it. I tried to go, well, gosh, I've helped so many people. And I'm sorry, but this cannot come from the outside. I literally have probably close to 500 notes of appreciation from people whose lives that I have changed, maybe 1,000. Okay. And even with that, even when I read that, it does feel good, but there's something that I have to tap and I have to choose inside myself to know that I am a gift. So initially, when I heard this, I was trying to see if I could prove myself as a gift. You can't do that. You got to be it. So there's that piece. And if being it and just tapping it doesn't quite connect you, I'm going to invite you to up your self-care. You want to up your money? You want to up your business? You want to up your relationships? Up your self-care. Because one of the things that does is it tells your being and your body, you matter. You matter. You count. I'm going to care for you. The other thing is it's that bank deposit. The more energy that you can give yourself, the more that it overflows, the more that you're naturally that gift, the more ease and the less proving there needs to be. So I'll give you an example. I used to work all the freaking time. I used to always work. I never played. I never traveled. I worked probably 60 hours a week. And I mean, I was tired. I was making a pretty good living, but I was tired. And now I work probably a quarter, maybe about a quarter of what I used to work. And I probably spend 2 to 4 hours a day doing self-care, going for walks, listening to podcasts, doing energy processes, communing with nature, taking myself out to a beautiful restaurant. I'm constantly putting these deposits into me. And when you do that, you literally begin to overflow with that knowing and that sense that you matter. that you matter. And one of the reasons, so a lot of you have been following this podcast, you know, I'm doing an event at the end of July called Self-Esteem is Sexy, because it is, right? But I'm doing it because you can't read or think yourself into a sense of worth. You've got to be it. You've got to embody it. And when you start getting it and feeling it and sensing it and tapping it in your spirit and in your body and your soul, then it's actually the truth. And you know it as the truth. It's very difficult to think yourself into a sense of worth, if not impossible. Well, if any of you have done it, please let me know. I have not been successful at that. And as a coach, I will let you know that this has been my Achilles heel. My entire life, my entire career, this has been my Achilles heel, is my sense of self-worth. It has had me, sometimes I procrastinate too much. Sometimes I exhaust myself, like all of these different things that have come from that. And so what I'm really committed to in my life right now, the biggest work that I can be doing is building my sense of self, is wiring myself, connecting to myself, to that sense of knowing of who I actually am and who I be. Because it's everything, you guys. You want more of everything, anything. You've got to raise your internal sense of worth. You cannot go higher than your sense of self. So this is the work, guys, is to build, and no one else can give it to you. Nobody saying pretty things to you is going to give this to you, because you won't freaking receive it if you haven't done the work for yourself, if you haven't allowed yourself to fully embody the sense of yourself. And I actually think that this is something that we have to do our entire lives. Because I've had times in my life where I've had that strong sense of self-worth, super connected, something happens and like, poof, forget all about it. So kind of how I'm looking at it these days is like brushing your teeth. Like, have you taken care of yourself? Have you made a deposit in the space of you so that you can feel on fire, so that you can feel the gift that you are in the universe? And then by osmosis, you just are a gift everywhere you walk, in the grocery store, walking down the street, and you feel better. And things, because you're vibing in that space of the infinite field, all of life really can come and operate in ease, joy, and glory. Things just naturally occur and happen for you. And so I want to invite you to Self-Esteem is Sexy at the end of July. It's in person in Salt Lake City, and I'm live streaming it. And guess what? I have a DJ, and I'm going to be interviewing the DJ on Facebook soon, probably in the next week, because we're going to use music, and we're going to change your brain wave states with different kinds of music and giving you a sense of embodying. And by the way, it's going to be a party, because, you know, you can't work at self-esteem. You actually have to joyfully be you. You can't work it. You've got to be it and play it and embody it. That's what you got to do. That's what I got to do. And so thank you for joining me today. I appreciate all the people who came on and said hi. And I just want to thank you guys for being present with this. There'll be a link. Oh, I wanted to share one more thing. If you're in the St. George area, I'm going to be speaking at the 7 Elements event. I'm going to be speaking on the financial element, and it's going to be, I believe it's July 26th, next Tuesday night in St. George at the, I know what it is. I did Live Your Magic there. Oh, can't remember it now. But if you're in that area, please come see me. It's free. I'm going to put the link below. Self-Esteem is Sexy is still on early pay, and that link is going to be below. And I will see you next Monday. I wonder if, okay, I'm going to triple dog dare you. So if right now you do no self-care, I invite you to do 15 minutes of self-care. Whatever amount of self-care that you do, I invite you to double it this week and see what happens. Don't trust anything I say. Freaking try it on. see how it works, see how it feels when you try it on. Okay. So I'm going to take on my own challenge and I'm going to double my self-care, the amount of self-care that I do this week. I'm going to see what happens. And I can't wait to hear from you. All right. We will talk to you guys soon. Mwah.